Hello everyone, we're here at the candidates event and forum up at Hidden Springs Farm. I'm currently here with Miss June Turner. She is the incumbent of the Register of Deeds office, and we're going to turn the floor over to her to make her statement now.
Hello, I'm June Turner, and I have served the Register of Deeds for the last 4 years, and I'm seeking re-election. And I have experience in this office, years of experience actually, and I worked as a deputy register under former Ronnie Brown, which has passed away, and Dormus Miller, and things that I have done since I've been there. I've set up the e-file, which is electronically done, and it helps people when you get a deed to get it into their office real quick and get it recorded. And I also have set up the debit and credit cards, and our office has a lot more documents than just deeds. We have like power of attorneys, military discharges, releases, assignments, and charters, and all different kinds of, records. And our records date back to 1804. And we have all the warranty deeds online, and the deeds of trust we have back to 1965. And I'm the only candidate that's running in this race that's got any experience in this office. And if I'm elected, I will continue to provide efficient and friendly service to everybody. And I ask for your vote August the 4th, and the early vote will be July the 15th. Thank you, and I appreciate everybody that voted for me last time.
Tom viewers, we're here with Mr. Randy Heatherly. Randy is a candidate for school board here in the 3rd District of Campbell County. He is your first time running?
Yes.
And we're going to turn it over to Randy and let him talk about what the campaign's all about.
Well, my name's Randy Heatherly again. I'm running for 3rd District School Board, and I grew up out in Pinecrest. My mother and father are Randall and Mary Heatherly, and my wife is Andrea. We live in Warewoods. We have 5 children, 4 in the school system, and I'm a lifelong Campbell Countian. I've lived and worked here my entire life, and currently work at Gray Insurance in La Follette, where I've been there for about the last 10 years. And I started my educational career at Pinecrest Elementary School, and went from Pinecrest when it was closed and moved about 15 minutes out the road to Jacksboro Elementary, and then from Jacksboro Elementary to Jacksboro Middle School, and then from Jacksboro Middle to Campbell County High School. When I finished up high school, I went to the University of the Cumberlands, where I was able to obtain a bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis in management and communication. I'm looking forward to earning the seat on the school board to take my experience in business and management and putting that to use in the school board. I've got a minor in communication. I have no trouble communicating with people and served on boards in the past. I'm looking forward to that, to solving Campbell County's tough decisions that have to be made with the school board. This is a $40 million budget, and it should be appropriated in the correct way to make sure that our children can rest assured to be safe and have the best education possible.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Mr. Dan Coleman. Dan is a first-time candidate for the 1st District School Board seat here in Campbell County, and we're going to turn it over to him and let him talk to you.
I want to thank everyone for having me here, up here at the farm, Hidden Springs Farm. Steve's done a wonderful job here, and I want to thank them and the Volunteer Times for having me. I'm a candidate for 1st District School Board here in Campbell County. A lot of you know me, a lot of you don't. I'm a general contractor, and I've worked in the county for over 30 years, building homes, and I have an interest in the school system here, especially Valley View. My kids went to Valley View, my grandkids went to Valley View, and they graduated from Campbell County High School, so I do have an interest in their safety and well-being, and also the rest of the county, all the schools in the county. My main goals would be to work with the board and to help them solve the problems of the county as they arise. And I just want to commend the school board for a great job that they've done during the pandemic and everything, all the uncertainties, and I think they've done a wonderful job. And I just want to be a part of that and just help with the issues as they arise. And I will be out. I'll be out visiting everyone here before the early voting and sit down with you one-on-one and go over all the issues that you have mentioned to me about, and we'll go over all of that again, and hopefully we'll have everyone's vote, and we'll be elected, and we can start the work. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Maria Baird Parton, your candidate for county clerk. I've got 25 years experience in the county clerk's office. I've been the deputy clerk the last 8 years. The current clerk, Alan Baird, is retiring, and I have filled in for her many times, so I know everything in the office. I can do every job duty. I feel like my experience can lead our office forward. There's many things that I want to do once I step into the leadership role as county clerk. One of the things I want to do is make our office more accessible for people that work out of town or don't have the same hours that we do. I want to set up a 24/7 kiosk where you can come through and get your tag renewed anytime. I want to do a drop box that we can coordinate paperwork exchanges and you can pick it up at your convenience or drop it off. We want to keep putting you first with quality service, knowledgeable service, and friendly service. I feel like that's one thing that I will concentrate on above all is putting you first and being there for you as Campbell County taxpayers and citizens. We already provide accessibility with Saturday hours. We were closed down temporarily due to COVID, but we're back fully operational. To tell you a little bit more about myself, I'm a lifelong Campbell County resident. I've been married to Brandon Parton for the last 22 years. We have 3 sons, Logan, Landon, and Luke. My mom and dad is Robert and Alan Baird, and my sister is Jennifer Hatmaker, and I have a beautiful little niece named Allie. In closing, I just want to tell you that I have dedicated my life to the county clerk's office. I started working there at just 17, and I know everything about the office, and my experience and dedication can move the office forward. I will be there for you the next 4 years, just like I've been the last 25 years. A vote for me is a vote for experience in the county clerk's office, and we will keep moving forward with the latest technology and improvements. I appreciate and thank you for your vote on August 4th.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Christy Anderson. Christy is running for the General Sessions Judgeship here in Campbell County, and we're going to let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, I'm Christy Anderson and I'm from Campbell County. I've lived here all of my life. My parents are the late William Anderson, who was a military recruiter here for about 25 years, and my mother is Vivian Myers Loudy. She was a registered nurse here in Campbell County and retired a couple of years ago. I've lived here my whole life except for going to school, and I think that being a resident of this area is important. Knowing our community is an important thing when you're looking at who you're going to vote for in this race. I have practiced in the General Sessions Court over the last 20 years. I've been practicing for a little over 20, and during that time I've handled thousands of cases in that court. And that court is more than just a criminal court. It handles a lot of matters that affect everyone's lives daily, including our children. That court handles a lot of issues with our children. That's where you go if there's something going wrong with them. It handles divorces, custody, orders of protection, and a lot of civil suits. So that's a court that affects everyone's life on a daily basis. And I think that when you're looking at that, you need to look at someone that has the experience and the knowledge to handle all of the areas of that court. And I think that I'm the candidate for that, and I would ask everyone to vote for me on August the 4th.
Tom's viewers, we're here with David Atkins. David is a candidate for the County Commission here in the 1st District of Campbell County, and we're going to let him introduce himself to you.
Like he said, I'm David Atkins, and I'm a candidate here for 1st District County Commission. And I was born and raised here in Campbell County, worked here all my life. Worked under my dad, Reverend James Atkins. He had a construction company here, and when he retired, I took that over. I've been a small business owner here since I got out of high school in 1992. When he retired, like I said, I took that over, and been doing that ever since. In the past 5 years, I've been teaching construction at Campbell County High School. I'm married to Lori Atkins from Newcomb, and I have 2 sons, Michael David and Douglas Atkins, both go to Campbell County High School. And my platform basically is, it's really simple. I just want the same thing that all the people in the county wants. We want better roads, better schools, drinking water for everybody. We'd like to have everybody to have access to the internet. We just want the same things that everybody else wants. We want a county government that's going to be physically responsible and make good decisions. As a county government, I think that we can't just be on cruise control. We have to make decisions and go and get the things that we want and do it with a sense of urgency. We have to do, we've got to get some jobs in here. We've got to get a comprehensive plan together to go forward so that we can have progress as a community. Once again, I'm David Atkins, and I'm asking for your vote and support on August 4th. I appreciate your help.
Tom viewers, we're here with Bill Jones. Bill is a candidate for the Campbell County General Sessions Judge, and he is a first-time candidate, and we're going to turn the camera over to him and let him introduce himself.
Thank you, Pat, and thanks to the Volunteer Times. My name is Bill Jones, and I'm an attorney here in Campbell County and have been for almost my entire career. I live in Jacksboro with my 2 kids, Cordell and Violet, who attend Jacksboro Middle School. I'm running for General Sessions Judge, and like I said, I've been an attorney, and I've kind of dedicated my life to law, and I love the legal system, and I want to see it done well. And I think in the last few years, we've had a hard time in the court, and I want to take my experience, my energy, and apply it to serving the people of Campbell County so that we have a General Sessions Court that serves the people and that they're happy with and that they're proud of. And that people see the court as something that they respect and that respects them. And I want to do that for the people of Campbell County. I've had a very successful career. And when I say that, I don't say that I've made a bunch of money practicing law, but I've helped a lot of people over the years through jury trials, through helping people who have addiction and all kinds of problems in their lives that led them to some incident that got me involved. And I want to speed things up in the court. Courts have been going very slow, and I think there's a lot of things that can be done for people who don't have to sit in court for so long. And a lot of people who have jobs, business owners, spend time in court and are losing money for being in court when that's necessary. I was voted best attorney in Campbell County in last year, and I've had a very good career. And one thing that I love about this campaign is seeing all the people that I run into, people that I've helped over the years who are now coming out to support me, and that's been a great thing. And I've really enjoyed this campaign. I've loved getting out and talking to the people of Campbell County, and I'm asking for your vote on August 4th. Thank you very much.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Graham Wilson. Graham is a candidate for the criminal court judgeship in the 8th Judicial District, which includes Campbell County. And Graham, if you would introduce yourself to our viewers.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Graham Wilson. I'm a candidate for criminal court judge, 8th Judicial District. That covers Campbell County, Claiborne County, Fentress County, Scott County, and Union County. A little bit about me personally. First, I'm a father and a husband. I'm my wife Amanda and our 2 children, Madeline and Aubrey, age 8 and 6. Professionally, I am a career prosecutor. I've been employed at the DA's office for the last 10 years. I began interning in the DA's office in 2007 under previous district attorney William Paul Phillips, and he hired me in 2012, and I was placed in the Claiborne County office, and I've been there ever since then. In 2014, I was made the lead prosecutor in Claiborne County, and I've been in that role since 2014. And during that time, I've handled literally thousands of criminal cases, and I've handled 6 homicide jury trials, approximately 30 jury trials total, and been responsible for the day-to-day operations of the Claiborne County District Attorney's Office and managing the docket in the second largest county in our judicial district. I'm very pleased as part of our campaign that we have been endorsed by the new Tazewell Police Department, the Tazewell Police Department, the Police Benevolent Association, which is comprised of 64,000 state, federal, and local law enforcement officers. And I'm endorsed by Scott County General Sessions Judge Jamie Cotton. And so I'm very proud of that. What do I see as problems in our community? It's problems you already know. It's drugs. Drugs, drugs, and drugs. It's top 3 problems. It's been an evolving problem. From when I started, it was prescription drugs, and today it's more dangerous. It's methamphetamine and fentanyl. We're very lucky, all candidates running, is we're following a judge that's done a tremendous job over the last 24 years. And so we don't have to recreate the wheel. He has one of the best things in the state of Tennessee in his recovery court, which has 40 people, and I want to try to expand that as part of my job as if I'm elected as criminal court judge. And what I also see as a prosecutor as a problem in this district and right here in Campbell County is a mental health crisis. And I want to look into starting a mental health court that I think where people with mental health problems interact with the criminal justice system, and we're able to help them and get them the treatment that they need. But I humbly ask for your support and your vote on August 4th, Election Day, and early voting is July the 15th. Thank you.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Zach Walden. Zach is a candidate for the 8th Judicial District Criminal Court Judgeship, and we're going to let him introduce himself to you.
I'm Zach Walden. I'm running for Criminal Court Judge. This is the seat that was held by Judge Sexton for the last 24 years, and he is, of course, retiring. I'm the only candidate from Campbell County in this race, and I've been a longtime leader in our community, serving as chair of the Republican Party, a Tennessee Achieves Mentor for Campbell County High School students. Played the piano in my church for the last 18 years. I care about our community, and that's why I'm running. I've been a trial attorney for the past 6 years, and I've spent more time trying cases than any candidate in this race. And even though I've tried cases from Cincinnati to Chattanooga, I've always kept cases right here in Campbell County because that's where I'm from. I care about our community. I want to expand our recovery court program as we work to address the addiction crisis that we're facing. I'm ready to work for you. Vote for me for your next criminal court judge. You can learn more about me on my Facebook page at facebook.com/WaldenForJudge or at WaldenForJudge.com. Thank you.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Steve Sewell. He is a commissioner candidate for the 1st District of Campbell County, and we're going to let him introduce himself to you.
Hi, my name is Steve Sewell. I am 58 years old. I am a native to Campbell and Union County, split time growing up. I have a degree in electrical engineering. I also have a master's in business administration. And my career has given me a unique opportunity to acquire skills that I think can be applied directly to the county government that can be positive. I am married to my wife of 14 years. Our kids are grown and gone. I am fortunate enough to live in the work from home in the Valley View community. And my grandparents lived in the Valley View community when the houses were first built there. So I kind of came home to roost, if you will, when I decided to move back home. Some of the things that I'm very interested in the county are things related to the kids, especially to allow them something that keeps them occupied. I'm also very sensitive to the seniors of the county and making sure that decisions that the county commission makes doesn't overrun their ability to participate in the county in a productive way, because with the inflation the way it is, it's very tough for people on a fixed income to absorb a lot of additional costs, especially via tax increases and things like that. I personally think that there are things in the budget that we can take a look at and shift around. I also think that our tourism dollars are growing, and I think that those dollars can be and probably should be distributed more equitably among the county and the locals, and to help them out. And looking forward, even past the next 4 years, we really have to look at the drug addiction problem, drug interdiction, and especially rehabilitation for mothers who have kids that are taken from them, and we need to find a way to rehabilitate them and get them reunited with their kids and be able to work in the community in a productive fashion instead of being in the system. So I think those are things that we need to work on. I think I have the qualifications and skills to do that. I'm very well versed in budgeting, contract negotiations, in being able to finalize contracts with companies. And I currently manage a $1 billion portfolio of capital spend. So, you know, the budget of Campbell County does not intimidate me. I'm used to working with those kinds of numbers. And I think that I can bring a value to Campbell County over the next 4 years as a county commissioner in District 1. And I would certainly ask for your vote to allow me to do that. Thank you.
Times viewers, we're here with Jamie Hall. Jamie is a candidate for the sheriff of Campbell County, and we'd like to let her introduce herself to you.
I'm Jamie Hall, and I'm running for sheriff of Campbell County. I just want to get it out there that I am running. Everybody says that I'm not because of the signs. That does not mean I'm not running, and it doesn't mean I don't care. I'm here for the long haul. I've been in Campbell County for over 22 years in law enforcement, serving the citizens of Campbell County, and that's what my passion is. That's what I want to do. And I'm very happy to be here. I have the experience that it takes. I have the heart that it takes. And I just ask everybody to just search their heart, research myself and Wayne and Robbie, look at our stats, and make the best choice that you can. And just, you know, I just ask that you would consider me for this position. Thank you.
Hello, Times viewers. We're here with Thomas J. Tabor. He is a candidate for the 8th Judicial District Criminal Court Judgeship, and we're going to let him introduce himself to you.
My name is Thomas J. Tabor Jr., and I live and work out of Tazewell, Tennessee, which is in Claiborne County. I am a candidate for the 8th Judicial District Criminal Court Judge, which will be covering the counties of Campbell, Claiborne, Scott, Union, and Fentress counties. I humbly submit to you what I would tell you about myself first is that me and my wife have been married 32 years, and her name is Sheila Karen Tabor Inman Tabor, and she is a ordained minister. I'm an ordained minister, and I have been living here going on 20-some years, going on 21 years practically. I've been practicing law in the 8th Judicial District in front of, actually I started out in front of Chancellor White, in front of Judge Sexton and Judge Conrad Troutman when I started here, but now I actually practice criminal law in front of Judge Sexton, who's retiring from his position. And I wanted to have his position because I had been in this district and I had practiced actively and still are practicing actively right now as I campaign for this in the 8th Judicial District. And I actually go to criminal court in Scott County, Campbell County, Claiborne County, and Union County during the entire time that this 20 years, but here recently I've been practicing just in Claiborne County. But now with this going on, I have been actively practicing and trying to campaign, and I think that's more of an advantage for you voters. As you see, me and my wife is raising our 4 grandchildren. We now have a 5th grandchild we're actually raising, and we have our hands full. So with this campaign going on, I would like to humbly submit to you that as your candidate running for criminal court judge of the 8th Judicial District, I believe that I bring 20-some years experience to the table, and my experience in the court as an actively practicing lawyer, I believe that I can actually do the things that you expect out of your criminal court circuit judge to do. I believe that I have the experience, I have the knowledge, and I believe that I can really do things that would help make things go better in this judicial district. My long-term goals is that I would like to see a more efficient court through change and make some changes, not no drastic changes, try to make some changes to make things work better, that the docket goes smoother, and that we can move cases along and clean up the docket. The next thing that I would like to do is to improve or try to finesse the drug court and also get some assistance to veterans out here that have suffered from drug abuse or drug addiction issues and also mental health issues. I'm not going to say that I have all the answers because I don't. But I think with a little bit of help and a little bit of studying, I think that we can come up with those answers. And I appeal to all the voters in all the counties in Campbell, Claiborne, Scott, Union, and Fentress County to go to my website, www.votetabor2022.com, and I would really appreciate that you consider me as a viable candidate and give me your vote on early voting on July the 15th, and give me your vote on August 4, 2022 if you're going to the polls. And it doesn't change anything if you don't go vote. Thank you very much.
Times viewers, we're here with Zach Marlowe. Zach is an incumbent seeking re-election for the County Commission 1st District here in Campbell County, and we're going to let Zach introduce himself to you.
Hello, my name is Zachary Marlowe. Most of y'all probably know my parents, David and Missy Marlowe. 4 years ago, I was that 18-year-old kid running for office. 4 years later, I'm now 22. I'm still the youngest person on the ballot, but I'm running because I want to continue trying to improve the 1st District. Over the last 4 years, I've worked a lot to try to improve our district. Specifically, this past winter, we were able to get a $6 million 11-mile water line extension that will serve primarily the 1st District approved. We are also working to try to improve road conditions as well in the 1st District with ARPA funding potentially. Also, over these last 4 years, I've tried to work, and there's still work to be done, specifically with our kids and seniors. Our children need to have stuff to do in our county. They don't need to feel like there's nothing to do. Our seniors need to be taken care of, especially those who are choosing between medication or food. Specifically, one of the things I'm very glad that this commission did is we increased funding for the senior center, which is long overdue, but we do need to evaluate, and more is potentially needed. Also, for working adults, we need to make sure that any adult who wants to stay here, live here, work here, and raise a family here has that opportunity. And I can personally say, as a recent high school and college graduate, that is very hard to do in our county, and we need to make improvements to make that opportunity possible for all who want that opportunity. Finally, I want to talk about my education and experience. Recently, I just graduated from the University of Tennessee with a degree in political science as well as a minor in entrepreneurship. Basically, what that means is I understand the importance of conducting business in a manner that is honest, ethical, and transparent, but I also understand the need for innovation in government. And I do believe that we can have both. Additionally, this past summer, I also had the privilege of interning with the County Technical Assistance Service, where I was paired to work with another county to better understand how counties operate internally within the executive branch, which has helped me on the county commission know what's feasible and what's not feasible. Additionally, as commissioner, I've also this past spring, we launched Project Win, which I helped develop and write and implement, which allows us to get better information about our water and internet needs throughout Campbell County. And that will be that will have a significant impact hopefully in the future.
Times viewers, we're here with Sandy Casey. Ms. Casey is challenging incumbent Congressman Chuck Fleischman in the 3rd Congressional District. And this is a Republican primary challenge. First time runner for office, and we're going to let her introduce herself to you.
Hi, I'm Sandy Casey, and I am challenging Chuck Fleischman in the Republican primary on August 4th, a Thursday. I'm running for 3 main reasons. The first being I believe in term limits. I've signed a pledge to serve no more than 3 terms. Some people say it's up to the voters, and I'll agree. But here's a story on that one. I've worn topsiders since I was in high school in 1976. I am not wearing the same pair of topsiders. It's time to change shoes and put a better foot forward. I like to consider the fact that I'm that change. The second reason I'm running is there's out of control congressional spending, and not just money-wise, but on programs too. Programs and agencies that are not doing this country any good. So while I can't say what bills will come before me, what committees I'll be on, I can promise you that I will never vote for a continuing resolution, and I will never vote to raise the debt ceiling. If I do, I expect you to vote me out of office if you don't come and yank me out of my seat right then and there. That I can promise. And the third reason I'm running is we are all expected to know the signs of abuse within our neighbors, our friends, our family, and we have to take the abused away from the abuser. Well, our federal government is abusing its citizens, and since we cannot leave our government, it's time to change who is in that government. We are suffering emotional abuse with name-calling, mental abuse with out-of-control spending and prices and supply unavailability that no one seems willing to challenge. The sexual abuse of all the missing children, the grooming, it's awful. And the fiscal abuse I mentioned in my second point. And we just can't have that. The physical abuse. We have non-insurrectionists still in jail on misdemeanor charges where murderers and arsonists seem to move on with impunity. So those are the three reasons that I am running.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Zachary Marlowe. He is an incumbent seeking re-election here in the 1st District in the commission race. Zach, as an incumbent, what two accomplishments from your previous term you feel most benefited our citizens?
I think the two accomplishments that have been most beneficial to the citizens of the 1st District have by far been the headway that's been made in improving water and internet throughout the 1st District, as well as the headway that has been made in reducing our debt. So specifically, we got an 11-mile water line extension that's primarily within the 1st District that we used ARPA funds, and LUB partnered with and paid the other 50% of that. And that was a major headway for the 1st District. There are still improvements needed, and that's why I developed and helped implement Project WIN, which allows us to gain the valuable information that we need when applying for grants. But then also, over the last 4 years, our debt has been reduced by about $7.4 million based on my calculations. But more importantly, what you really need to know with that is we've reduced the term of our debt by 1 year, which means we will now be debt-free as a county 1 year sooner, which means that I think the county's finances, we're a whole lot healthier now than we were 4 years ago.
What long-term goals do you plan on offering citizens during another term?
So if re-elected, I certainly want to continue to work to improve water and internet throughout the 1st District, and that is a major need. Also, we need to make sure that our kids are taken care of, as well as our seniors. We also need to make sure, like I said previously, that adults who want to stay here, live here, work here, and raise a family here have that opportunity.
All right, and finally, based on your accomplishments from this prior term, can you elaborate as to why you believe an additional term is good for our county?
So I think an additional term, I think re-electing me would be very beneficial because I think, for starters, I bring continuity and stability to the table. I know that I'm the only incumbent seeking re-election in the 1st District. There are currently several projects that we are currently working on, trying to get to improve the 1st District. And it's not impossible for anyone running to take those projects and run with them, but anyone who is elected is going to have a major learning curve. And I think I certainly can help. I know the steps to navigate through that. A new commissioner, it's going to take them a while to learn. And there's nothing wrong with it taking me a while to learn, but it can impact results. And then also, I think from my experience perspective, again, I have a bachelor's degree in political science and a minor in entrepreneurship. I understand that we have to conduct business in a manner that is honest, ethical, and transparent, but we also need innovation in solving our problems, and we can do both. And I think also we rely very heavily on the County Technical Assistance Service, and I've actually interned with them, and I know where to find stuff and where to research to find the data that we need when making decisions.
All right, Zach, thank you for your time and answers.
Okay, thank you.
Tom's viewers, we're here with Thomas J. Tabor. He is running for the 8th Judicial District Criminal Court Judge seat. Mr. Tabor, what do you feel you're going to bring to the office specifically will be advantageous to our community?
I think that my experience, I have been a practicing trial lawyer in civil and criminal court for the past 20 years in the state of Tennessee. I've actually practiced in the 8th Judicial District, more specifically in front of the present judge who's retiring. And I have been in his court and actually done trial cases in before him. And I actually have done a lot of bench trials and jury trials. I think my experience of 20 years is superior to my opponents.
All right. And could you name 2 of your long-term goals you would like to accomplish during your term if elected?
Well, one of my goals would be is to initiate a change for a more efficient court, and I'm talking about handling the docket, handling issues with the docket, and trying to get speedy trials to those people who wish for speedy trials in the Constitution. But I'm also wanting to refine and look at the nuts and bolts of drug court. I want to expand drug court and make drug court bigger to handle the veterans' problems and to handle problems with the veterans as far as drug abuse and mental health, if we can put our heads together and figure out how to do that with some type of funding. And I think that funding is available through the state. So it's going to be a trial and error for me in that, but I believe I can improve the overall efficiency of the court by changing some things. I'm not going to change it right off the lick, because I'm going to wait until I see everything before I start doing stuff. And then I think the drug court is a good thing, but I want to fine tune it and get it where we get more success rate.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if elected?
And if you know, and you're asking me about the county, I've got 5 counties as a criminal court judge. I got to watch out for Campbell, Claiborne, Scott, Fentress, and Union counties. So for all the 5 counties, and what I think that my experience will benefit the entire region, the 8th Judicial District region, because of my experience and my time as a practicing lawyer. And I understand what we're looking at. When we go into court or criminal court, I actually, since I've been practicing in front of the present judge, I have every docket that I've ever had compiled into loose leaf notebooks. So I know exactly what we're looking at. COVID has kind of messed up the dockets a little bit, but I think that with a little bit of work, we can fine tune that.
Well, thank you very much for your time and answers.
Thank you, sir.
Times viewers, we're here with Graham Wilson. Graham is a candidate for the criminal court judge in the 8th Judicial District, which includes Campbell County. Graham, what do you feel you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
Thanks for the question, Patrick. I think what I bring to the office of criminal court judge would be my experience of solely practicing in the criminal courts of this district. I've been employed with the district attorney's office for the last 10 years. And for people that don't know, the general session, there's 2 different courts that we have that handle criminal cases. The General Sessions Court, where Judge Amanda Salmon is currently the judge. And when a police officer arrests someone, that case will go into General Sessions Court. And if it's not resolved there, it goes into criminal court. And that's where you have your jury trials. My job as part of as being a prosecutor has been managing the docket in the criminal courts for the last 10 years in Claiborne County, which is the 2nd largest county in our judicial district. And what I bring to the table is experience in those types of cases, Patrick. What we have in criminal court are our most serious cases in our court system. You have homicides where people's lives are lost. So it's literally life and death decisions. And I would submit to the voters that we should have a criminal court judge who has experience in participating in those types of cases that are such high stakes. I have that experience. I've tried 6 homicide cases in jury trials, including one here in Campbell County. I have prosecuted many others than that. I have 3 homicide victims' families that have come out and endorsed our campaign, something I'm extremely humble and proud of. But I think for someone to adequately understand the stakes that are at play in our criminal courts, you have to have participated in those, and I have that experience.
Graham, name 2 of your long-term goals that you would like to accomplish if elected to this office.
And as a judge, you don't go with it. You don't have an agenda. So I think the number one goal is to be fundamentally fair to everyone, every participant that comes in front of your criminal court. And what I mean by participant, I mean a defendant, a crime victim's family, a defense lawyer, the state of Tennessee, but all people that interact is to be fundamentally fair. I think that is my main goal. Another goal of mine is we have a recovery court now that's a model for the state of Tennessee that Judge Sexton is responsible for, and I want to look at expanding that. And as I stated in my introduction, I want to look at creating a mental health court to address what I perceive to be, and certainly in Claiborne County as a prosecutor, and what I've seen out here campaigning is a mental health crisis that many of those people interact with the criminal justice system. We lack adequate mental health resources, and I want to look at bringing that into our criminal courts.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if you are elected?
Well, and I don't want to repeat myself, but I think the things I mentioned before, Patrick, are one things I think can benefit the county as well as the other counties as well. And I think one of the things that can benefit Campbell County is one of the things that I'm not going to do, which is move the drug court to another county. We want to keep it right here in Campbell County. It's a central located position in our judicial district geographically, and it's also always been here, Patrick. And the other thing is I don't want to move the office out of Campbell County. This office has been here in Campbell County for the last 48 years. We have an office in our Justice Center here in Campbell County, and I want to keep it there. I want to keep that office open, and I'm pledged to do that. So I think it can benefit Campbell County by the experience that I can bring, the ideas that I have, and the fact that we want to keep the office here where it's been for a long time.
All right, well, thank you for your time and answers. Time's yours. We're here with Zach Walden. Zach is a candidate for the 8th Judicial District Criminal Court Judgeship. That's 5 counties, including Campbell. And Zach, what do you feel you're going to be able to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
Well, thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Volunteer Thomas, for putting this on. Of course, I'm from right here in Campbell County. It's a 5-county district, and I'm the only candidate in the race from here. But what I bring to the table is hard work. I'm a trial lawyer. I have experience trying cases from Cincinnati to Chattanooga. I have more experience spending more time in trial than any candidate in this race, and I've tried complex cases, but I've always maintained a caseload right here in Campbell County because that's home to me. So I think what I bring to the table is experience, hard work, and an appreciation for our community.
Well, name 2 of your long-term goals you'd like to accomplish if elected to this office.
The biggest issue that we face in our community and in all 5 counties in this district is addiction. Judge Sexton started one of the first recovery court programs in the state. It's a great program. It's kind of the last stop for prison for nonviolent offenders. You're required to go to a halfway house. You're required to do community service. You're required to get a job. You're required to pay restitution to your victims. You're required to get drug screened on a regular basis. You're required to participate in your individualized therapy plan. Most people that go through the program say they'd rather go to prison because it's a little bit easier, but it's a beneficial program that ideally turns people into productive members of society. I'd like to expand that program, first of all. And second, I would like to start a second treatment court just for veterans. The biggest difference in those programs is the Veterans Court. First of all, you have to have served our country to serve in it, or to participate in it. And 2, you work with the VA hospital, you work with the VA rehabilitation centers, and it includes a mentorship program where we pair participants with local veterans who are willing to serve. And I know we have so many veterans here that are willing to step up and serve in that role. The recovery courts are a lot of extra resources, primarily time more than cost. But if anyone is deserving of those extra judicial resources, I think it's those that have served our country.
All right. And how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if elected?
Well, I've always been a community leader. I've served as a Tennessee Achieves mentor for Campbell County high school students going into TCAT and community college. I've served as chair of the Republican Party. I've led worship or played piano in church for about the last 18 years. So community involvement, community leadership is something that's always been important to me. And as we look to the future, we know that we're going to continue to face the addiction crisis. That's going to be the biggest thing facing not only criminal court, but our community. And I want to be a leader at the table as we work on pairing more people with resources to get the help that they need so that they're not in criminal court.
Time's yours. We're here with Jamie Hall. Jamie's a candidate for the sheriff of Campbell County. and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Jamie, what do you feel you bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
Well, the first thing I bring is commitment. I have worked in the county for over 22 years. I have a passion for law enforcement. I have a passion for helping people, and I have a heart. And I'm probably the only candidate that can say this. I don't only see it from a law enforcement perspective, but I also see it from a victim's perspective, because I was a victim of domestic violence, which is why I got into law enforcement when I did. I've also seen it from a mother's perspective. I have a daughter that was addicted to pain pills, and so I've seen it from that side of it. Even with me being in law enforcement, the narcotics in the county have still attacked my family as well as everybody's family in Campbell County. It's touched somebody some way. So that's a unique perspective that I have that I don't feel that the other two probably do have.
All right, Jamie, name 2 of your long-term goals you would like to accomplish during your term if you are elected.
Long-term goals, one of those would be, I think we need a full-time grant writer to bring money into the sheriff's office that isn't something that's funded by the county. And through stuff like that, you can get equipment, you can get the computers, you can get, all kinds of stuff that they really do need that they don't have as of yet. If we were able to get the computers in the cars and the computer system to do the reports on the computers and just send it to the server, then that keeps the officers in their zone, which shortens the response time. And it also gives a better chance of crimes not happening at all if there's an active law enforcement officer in the area where they're supposed to be. So that's two things that I really want to work on.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if you're elected to this office?
Well, I intend on being accessible. Now, I do have a family, so I do plan on taking care of my family. But I plan when I'm working, I have an open door policy, and that goes for now, not even whether I get elected or not. You can call me, you can ask me questions. I want to be here for the people. I want to, not just a certain group of people. I want to be here for each and every person in Campbell County that needs advice or needs to talk to somebody, wants to voice their concerns. Maybe they've got an answer I don't have, and I want to be the sheriff that listens and responds and just be there and be transparent with everything that I'm doing. And I've got a heart for this. It's not just a job to me. It's my life's passion. It's what my life has led up to. And I love what I do, and I would appreciate the opportunity just to be able to serve as the role of sheriff in Campbell County.
All right, Jamie, thank you very much. Times viewers, we're here with Steve Sewell. He is a candidate for county commission in the 1st District of Campbell County. Steve, what do you feel you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
I think the biggest thing that I bring to anything that I do is a passion about what I do. And I bring that to my marriage, I bring it to work, I bring it to church. And I think that I can bring that same passion to bring some positive change within Campbell County. As part of that, my job is very fast-paced. And one of the things that go with that passion is the ability to be able to work across lines with people and generate a common goal that people can rally around and gain some momentum to bring some positive change, because it takes being able to work across many multidiscipline type things like the mayor's office, finance, even the sheriff's office and the legal system. And I think that being able to generate that common goal that people can rally around creates better solutions in the end for everybody.
Now, could you name 2 of your long-term goals you would like to accomplish?
Yeah, there's so much to do here. I hate to limit it down to 2, right? I think the first thing we have to do is realize that the county commission has done some good things, and I think that we should leverage that and take those forward and seal the deal on those successes. But we've also done some not so good things that I think we should be intellectually honest enough to say, look, we kind of fouled that up and we need to do something to try to rectify it and fix it. So one of the things that we need to drive to conclusion is there's a $6 million approval of money to enhance the water service in Campbell County, and I think that we need to drive that to closure, to a successful completion of the project, to be able to increase and better the water quality and pressure for people in Campbell County. The second thing that I think that we need to do that is very important, especially given the recent closure of the plant down in Caryville, is that we have to bring jobs to Campbell County, and they have to be with good paying jobs that are not that are more professional in nature rather than service industry or restaurant, fast food type things. And I think that there are avenues to do that. But again, I think we have to work with the mayor's office and provide that support to allow him to operate and allow to all the other departments to operate, to allow those companies to come here and be successful. But, you know, to be honest, we have a plethora of issues in the county that need to be solved. It range from, you know, drug violence against our elderly people. We need to find a way to keep our teens occupied in the afternoon to keep them out of trouble. You know, one of the things that we could do to break this cycle of drug addiction in the county is, you know, don't let people start drugs to start with. And the most vulnerable time for teens is between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And finding something that can occupy them, that will interest them to keep them occupied, is a step in the right direction, I think, to getting rid of the drug problem as far as new people, young kids starting drugs. So those are just a couple of the things that I think that we can do. You know, in the 4 years, you know, there's so many things to do that you can't do them all at once, and you have to do them within the budget, and you have to do them within what people can actually tolerate. So we need to take the easy, low hanging fruit and try to do something with those. And I think the water project is one of them. And I think there also is some help coming on, you know, broadband and things like that up the valley, off the main road. So I think those are two things that we could probably get accomplished in the first 4-year term that would be a positive influence on the county.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if you are elected to this position?
Well, I approach things from a very pragmatic point of view. I'm an engineer. And I also have a master's in business. So, you know, I really thoughtfully attack problems and try to do that in a way that's not emotional and really deals in the facts of the issue. And when you do that, it gives you time to think, it gives you time to ask the right questions, it gives you time to evaluate the solution, it gives you time to look at maybe some of the unintended consequences that you may be causing because of a decision that you're making. And I think that thoughtful process of problem solving is something that I'm very good at, and it's bode me well in my career. I've been successful in my career approaching problem solving that way, and I think I can apply those same skills to county government to make a positive impact.
Thank you, Steve. Tom Shears, we're here with David Akins. David is a county commission candidate in the 1st District of Campbell County. David, what do you feel you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
So I've been fortunate enough in my life to have a lot of personal experiences and business experience in many different areas. I've ran businesses, managed budgets. I was a prior commissioner from 2010 to 2014. So I have the knowledge of how the budget works and the process and the procedures of how county government flows. And I believe that my business experience and problem solving skills and ability to work well with others would be a great asset to the county.
Name 2 of your long-term goals you'd like to accomplish during this term if you are elected.
First of all, I think the most important thing is we've got to somehow, as a group, attract and secure more and better paying jobs for our community. We rely right now a lot on the tourism, and that's a thing that is certainly a blessing for us to have those things, but the industry and the jobs is where we take care of our people, better paying jobs. So that would be the first thing. I'd like to get a group together, an appointed group between the chamber, the commission, the mayor's office, or whoever's involved, and sit down and lay out a comprehensive plan to attract some businesses and get some better jobs in here. That would be my first thing. Secondly, I think that our tourism is great, and I'm all for it. I think that people come and visit us because of our lakes and because of our mountains and our other natural resources. That's why they visit us. But they want to stay here and live here and move here a lot of times because of our way of life. So we have to be able to find that fine line where we're going to grow our tourism while maintaining our natural resources here in our way of life. And those are the things that we don't want to forget our people that live here. So that would be my two goals, is to try to expand tourism and get some better jobs in here.
How will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if elected?
Once again, I think that my business experience and the experiences that I've had, my life skills and stuff would be a benefit to the county. The ability to work with others and to be open-minded, I think, as being a prior commissioner, it's not about one person. It's about one person having an ideal and bringing it to a group, and it's about that group, going through the debate process and talking about it, and ultimately voting and for the will of the people. So I think my biggest asset is to be an open mind and be willing to do whatever, but not what David thinks, but for what the people think.
We're here with Bill Jones. Bill's a candidate for the General Sessions Judge seat here in Campbell County. Bill, thank you for being with us. We've got a couple questions for you. What do you feel you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
Well, one of the things that I think that I've done well in my career is I've been, approached it consistently with a demeanor where every person that I meet, we just start and do the same thing. It doesn't matter what day, what week, that I've tried to be consistent and treat people with respect and dignity they deserve, and I want to bring that to the bench in General Sessions Court.
I will name two of your long-term goals that you'd like to accomplish during this term if you're elected.
That's a good question, and the two biggest things that I want to do, the first is I want to return people's confidence to court. I feel like in Campbell County over the last few years that people have lost respect and confidence in the court. And as someone who has dedicated their lives to the legal system, it hurts me. I mean, I hate it. I take responsibility for the court system. I'm part of it. And to see people not feel like it's being done right, and when they talk about it in a negative way, it hurts me. I want to return people's respect. I want to be a judge that people will be proud of and have a court that they're proud of. So that's one of the main things I want to do, and we'll do that through all kinds of policy changes I want to do. But the main thing I want to do is be respectful of the people that are in my court, be respectful to them, and be consistent and confident, and to follow the law. I mean, I know it sounds simple, but that's something that doesn't always happen. I want to follow the law and have people know that it will be followed when they come in. The second thing I would like to do is to implement a recovery court. We have that in the criminal court system where people who are convicted of felonies in Judge Sexton's court can enter something called recovery court. It's an alternative to prison, and it uses the threat of prison or jail to make people attend treatment facilities, NA meetings, be drug tested constantly, and it, takes them and changes their lives so that they become productive citizens, and that's what we need. I hate that we have this repetitious catch and release system where people get arrested 20, 30, 40 plus times, and we just keep doing the same thing. Give them 20, 30, 60 days in jail, or give them a year in jail. They come out, they go back to the same thing. And it's not helpful for the people of Campbell County. I want a recovery court where for the people who want treatment, we can use the threat of jail to force them into turning their lives around, have them to just surrender and be willing to try something different and give them that option without having to commit a felony offense. We have plenty of people who do misdemeanors over and over and over. And I want to put an end to that catch and release system.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if you're elected?
Well, I think going back to what I said to begin with, I hope that they will benefit and that they will feel confident in the court once again. that people will want, because General Sessions Court, it's the lower court. There's higher courts for judges who go to 5 different counties. Sessions Court is the only judge who's in Campbell County all the time. And that judge's responsibility is to provide a court for people to file things and to hear misdemeanor offenses and things in the lower court, and not have to mess with the judges, the more expensive courts in the circuit, chancery, and criminal areas. I want to open that back up to people. I mean, for divorces, for instance, people have just stopped filing divorces in General Sessions Court because they don't feel comfortable. Like I said, people have lost respect and confidence in that court. I want to return that. So I want the General Sessions Court to be a place to serve the people of Campbell County where they feel comfortable doing that. And I think with my experience, the way I've practiced law and handled myself in the years, that when I apply that to being judged, that they'll feel that way once again, and we can use this court to serve and better our community. Thank you very much.
Times Readers. We're with Christy Anderson. She is a candidate for the General Sessions Judgeship here in Campbell County. Christy, what do you feel you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to our community?
Well, I think, Patrick, what I bring to the office is that, first of all, I'm from Campbell County. Our issues are unique to the community. I've lived here my whole life, and I think that it's important to know our area and to know the people that are in our community, and I think I have a really great understanding of that. I have the experience. I think that's the next thing that I bring to the table. I've been practicing law for a little over 20 years now, and during that time I've practiced in multiple counties, but I've practiced specifically in this county, in Campbell County, for all of that time period, and I've practiced on a daily basis in the General Sessions Court. And that court deals with so many things, not just criminal matters, but it deals with orders of protection and juvenile matters, divorces, custody, all types of civil cases that are $25,000 or less, and those are matters that I've dealt with on a daily basis. I'm not limited to one area of practice, so I think my experience is something that's an added asset. And I think just overall, the fact that I've been here and I've done it daily, I think those are the things that I bring to make things better.
All right, well, what are 2 of your long-term goals that you'd like to accomplish if elected to this office?
Well, I will tell you, I have more than 2 long-term goals that I would like to accomplish. I think our community, we all know, we're in a drug crisis. We're in a mental health crisis, and we've had mental health facilities closed in the area, and so we're really limited now, and we're seeing more and more problems with that. One of the things I would really like to do is to get a recovery court going for the misdemeanor side of the criminal matters. We currently have a recovery court, but it's limited to felonies, and I think if we can do something early on, maybe we can keep people from getting to that level where they have to have a felony to get into recovery court. I think we have to have something within that recovery court that has a mental health component, because I think a lot of times what we're seeing is individuals that have drug problems, and it's because sometimes from mental health problems. So I think we have to focus on that. One of the things I would also like to do is we have a lot of veterans in our community. We're limited to Veterans Court. The closest one is in Knox County. We need something here. So I would like to try to work at some point to get a Veterans Court going in our community. Their needs are more specific. They're dealing with things that not every other individual is dealing with regards to drug issues or alcohol issues. They have that extra component with the mental health, which is different than the normal mental health, and usually it's because of PTSD or things along those lines. So I'd like to get something like that going as well. I really want to rework our juvenile system. We have to make this community better and leave it in a way for our kids to have a better opportunity to do things that will make everything in the community better. This is our time. This is our moment. We got to get it right, and we're not doing that right now. We've got to make some serious changes, and I think we've got to start with our kids and trying to make everything better for them. I want to bring some additional resources into the community. some things that may help with our children. You know, they face a lot of issues now that you and I didn't face when we were kids. And they're ever changing and ever evolving, and so we need to do things that will help them have resources available to be the best that they can be so that they can take care of our community.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if you are elected to this office?
Well, I think that if you look at everything together, you know, we need to do certain things within this court. You know, this really is the people's court. This court belongs to our community. It's not my court, it's everybody's court. And there are so many things that take place in that court that will affect everyone's lives on a daily basis. It may not get you directly, but it may be somebody in your family or a neighbor or somebody that you know. And so I think that in order for us to, you know, make things better, we have to look at it that way. We need to make justice fair for everyone. We need to make everything equal for everyone. There needs to be consistency. And so some of the things that I'm going to bring to the table is, you know, I think that we need to have, everyone should be treated with respect. There should be dignity for everyone walking in that courtroom. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that when people enter our doors, things aren't going well. Even if you're on the winning side, things aren't going well. You're not there because you're happy. Something has happened in your life that's had an impact that is causing some sort of issue in your life. And, you know, the last thing that we need to do when somebody walks in is to treat them in a way that they feel more beat down when they leave. So I think that that's, you know, some of the things that you have to start out with. I think that, you know, we have to have fair, just, and unbiased judgment. It doesn't matter who you are, what you have. You should be confident that you can walk into our courtroom and feel like you're going to be treated the same way as the next person that walks in based on the type of case you're dealing with. You know, so those are things. I think my experience will be an asset because I am familiar with all the areas of the law that are involved in this court. I don't have to catch up. I'm not, you know, behind in that aspect because I've done it every day. And I think those are things that will make it will be an asset as far as that court goes. You know, I've tried thousands of cases in that court over the years, and I think those are important things to look at. And I think that we can make everything better together. We're stronger when we work together. We've got to find a way to come together to make everything work. And I think that I have the ability to do that. You know, I'm fortunate that I'm from here, and I do know most people. I don't know everyone, but I know a lot of people. I said I would never say I'm from a small town again because now that I've been out door knocking, I realize how big this community really is. But with that being said, we still know a lot of people. And I think that that is something that, you know, when you look at things like that, it will be an asset. And I just think overall we can do a lot of things to make it better. And if you can work together, and I think knowing people will help that to happen. We cannot be at odds. We're failing. We are failing overall, and everyone is at odds. There's tension everywhere, and we need to change that and come together and do what's best for our community.
Times viewers, we're here with Maria Baird-Parton. She is a candidate for the County Court Clerk's Office, and we have some questions for her. And we're going to start out with, what do you feel that you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous for our community?
I feel like my specific thing that I bring to the office that is going to benefit our county and our citizens is my 25 years of experience in the office. There's not one job in the office that I've not done. I know how to do everything, including, you know, budget things with the office. We record the commission minutes. Of course, we do title and registration, tags, driver's license, some things there. Business license, you know, a fishing and hunting license, marriage license. You know, I have experience in all of that. I feel like that's the biggest thing that I can bring because I'll be able to lead from day one.
Now name 2 of your long-term goals you hope to accomplish during this term if you're elected.
Okay, one of my main goals that I want to accomplish is installing a 24/7 renewal kiosk. And what this is like a machine, almost like a vending machine, that you can go through and get your stickers for your tags anytime, day or night. Say, oh, I forgot my tags, they've been expired for a week. Well, it's midday on a Sunday. You can go through and pick them up right then. I also want to implement a drop pickup box for people that can call the office and say they need to drop something off, so we can process it and then pick it up the next day or later that evening when they get off work. That's some of the things I plan on implementing. I also want to put our commission minutes on our website and on my Facebook page, so that it'll be digitized and able for people to view.
And finally, how will the county benefit specifically from your leadership if elected?
Well, I think it will benefit because I won't have to have any training time. I will be able to lead the office and the employees from the moment I'm elected and the moment that I'm taking office in September. I know everything about the office. I will be there for you. Our number one goal is to put you first with quality, efficient, knowledgeable customer service. I will never stop being that person that will give you that. And I humbly ask for your vote on August 4th.
All right, and we're here again with Mr. Dan Coleman. Dan Coleman's running for school board in the 1st District. And Dan, we're going to ask you a few questions and let the folks at home get to know you a little bit, all right?
Okay.
So the first question is, what do you feel that you're going to bring to the office specifically that's going to be advantageous to the community?
Well, I'm going to bring a voice for the community, for Valley View and the surrounding community, about the concerns that they have in the past. And we're going to work diligently with the board when elected, because there's a bunch of issues that's facing us, you know, with all the shootings and throughout the country. And the drug awareness, we want to touch on the drug awareness, and also with the bullying situation that we have, not just in Valley View School or Campbell County, but the state, and it's a nationwide thing, and we need to be addressed for that. And I just want to be an advocate for the community and the people of Campbell County for all the schools. And I believe I'll be a good fit for the school board to work with existing members without working against them.
That's great. And if you would, could you name for us 2 long-term goals that you have, if elected, the 2 long-term goals for the school board that you have and hope to implement?
Well, our long-term goal would be always with the kids involved, you know, to make sure that they have adequate material so that they can have the best education possible. And when it boils right down to it, this is what it's all about. It's the kids, and to prepare them for life when they get out past school age, to prepare them, you know, so they can have the best of jobs. So the education is the main thing.
Okay. And how will the schools specifically benefit from your leadership if elected to the school board?
Well, if elected to school board, this would not be about me. This will be about the kids. There will be no spotlight. I would not have to have a spotlight on me all the time. Every time that I did something or something, it's all about the kids. It's not about me. It's about being a voice for the kids, the teachers, and for the students, parents. Because we have some problems, you know, and there's going to be more problems. But you know, I think any time that you have a complaint, you ought to have a solution also. So.
All right, everybody. Again, Dan Coleman, running for 1st District School Board. Dan, we sure appreciate you coming out and talking to the folks at home. All right, and once again, we're here with Randy Heatherly. Randy's running for 3rd District School Board. Randy, we just got a few questions for you, and so the folks at home can get to know you a little bit better. What do you feel that you're going to bring to the office specifically that will be advantageous to Campbell County Schools?
Well, I think a common sense approach from a concerned parent that, with 5 children, 4 in the system and another one on the way. I'm just a concerned parent, Josh, and I would like to take my experience in business in the county to put that to work here, so that this budget is a huge budget, and it's going to get bigger. The state of Tennessee is investing more money. The TISA that was just passed is guaranteed that, it's looking like somewhere around $5 million of additional funding coming to the county. The good thing about that is the county's not having to come up with any more money for the first 4 years. The state of Tennessee's agreed to pay the county's part of that, which is 30%, and for the first 4 years. So there's more money coming into Campbell County. I just like to make sure that it's appropriated correctly, that we're getting, it's going the farthest it can to further the security and education of our children.
Awesome. And if you would, name 2 of your long-term goals that you hope to accomplish during your term if elected.
Well, one thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see our schools be very safe. That's the biggest topic right now everywhere across the country, really, as far as schools are concerned. And first and foremost, they have to be safe, and we got to take advantage of any means possible to make sure that our children are safe. And secondly, post-secondary education. I'd like to see our children be, when our high school, or when they're getting ready to leave high school and making that transition, I'd like to see them be, get the best guidance that they can to make sure that they know that Campbell County High School is not the end. Whether it may be a technical school that they're going to, or college or university, I just like to see that they're ready to go there, and anything I can do to help in that means. I'm a business person here in the county. I'd like to see these children staying here too. We'd love to have jobs here available for them, and ready to go out there and compete for the high-paying jobs.
Yeah. And then could you give us a couple of specifics about how the school board will benefit from your leadership if elected?
Well, again, I believe that having a college degree, having gone on and completed that myself, having worked here, lived and worked in this county for my entire life, having 17 years of management experience, I think that I work with a budget every day, and so it may be a totally different size than this one. However, it's the same idea, same formula. You have to be successful, and you have to appropriate the money correctly, and you have to work with people to make sure that you're doing the best you can to make that money work the best for you.
All right, everybody, once again, Randy Heatherly, 3rd District School Board. Randy, thanks for coming out and talking to us.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
All right, we're here again with Ms. June Turner, the current incumbent candidate for Register of Deeds in Campbell County. We're just going to ask you a few questions. First question, what 2 accomplishments from your previous term are you most proud of, or do you feel that benefited the citizens most?
Okay, the electronic filing of deeds, they call it e-filing. It comes in on the screen, and we don't have to do anything, just punch it in, accept it. And like the lawyers, when they have a closing, they just email it to us, e-file it, and it's there right then. They don't have to wait to get it to us, mail it, and then the other one is setting up the credit cards and the debit cards. We didn't have that, and it's real helpful.
Good deal. And what, if any, long-term goals do you plan on offering to the citizens during your next term if elected?
Well, the only thing we're pretty much up to date on everything. We're going to try to get some of the plats scanned in and be online to help people.
And based on your accomplishments from your previous term, can you elaborate for the folks at home as to why you believe that an additional term would be good for the county?
Well, because I've got a lot of experience in that office, and I know how to run the office, and somebody coming in that don't know anything about it, it'll be very hard, because you got all people's public records. You don't want to get them mixed up. You got your deeds, and all kinds of stuff in there. Like I said, power of attorneys, charters, wills, all kinds of documents in there.
All right, Ms. Turner, thank you very much for. All right, and we're here once again with Ms. Sandy Casey. Ms. Casey, you're challenging Chuck Fleischman for the 3rd District Congressional seat in the U.S. Congress. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so for the folks at home, would you tell them what do you feel that you're going to bring to the office specifically that would be advantageous for the district?
Common sense. I don't want to be bought. I decided a long time ago that I did not want to take industry lobby money, because the lobby is not what got me elected. It's the people in this district that elected me, and that is to whom I need to be true.
Fantastic. And if you would for us, would you name 2 of your long-term goals, if elected, that you would have for the district?
Well, my very first thing that I want to take care of, it's kind of a tripod of things. I want to bring the civil and criminal charges against Dr. Fauci. Along with that, I've recently learned that there has been change to legislation over several years, which makes all of this vaccine stuff non-criminal, which means the government is trying to kill us. And I want to repeal and I'm going to say the name wrong, the 1986 National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act, which gives pharmacy companies immunity from injuries. That's my tri-legged goal. And then I would like to get rid of agencies and programs like the National Flood Insurance Program that no private industry would insure on those barrier islands, that you and I, the taxpayer, are allowing millionaires to rebuild after every hurricane. That's ridiculous. The Department of Indoctrination, the Federal Bureau of Imagination that can't seem to get any real terrorist threats taken care of because they're too busy looking at parents at school board meetings trying to protect their children.
All right, and then lastly, how would the district benefit specifically from your leadership if you were to defeat Chuck Fleischman?
Well, I'm the new kid on the block, obviously, but unlike a lot of other people, I am a Navy veteran. I was an aviation structural mechanic. I made life and death decisions with every maintenance action that I took. You know, you can have a ship dead in the water, but you cannot have an airplane dead in the sky. That's God's honest truth. So I can take the gravity of any situation, research it, understand both 3-4 sides of it, and then make the best decision for the people of Tennessee, because it's the people of Tennessee that I want to represent. Now, love me or hate me, the one thing that I'm going to do is be true to my word, because when I leave Washington in 2 or 4 or no more than 6 years, I want to leave with the same good name I have right now.
All right, everybody. Once again, Ms. Sandy Casey, running for a third district congressional seat, challenging Chuck Fleischman. Sandy, thank you for coming out and talking to us.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.